Imagine this: a woman laughs at your jokes, texts you late at night, and can't stop thinking about the last time you were together. She's intrigued, excited, even a little obsessed. But here's the secret most men never realize. Obsession isn't created by gifts, compliments, or chasing. It's created by your energy, your presence, and the way you make her feel. Welcome to the channel where we break down female psychology in a way that actually gives you results. Today we're diving into the exact principles that make a woman think about you constantly, wonder what you're doing, and feel drawn to you without even realizing why. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding desire, emotional resonance, and the natural triggers of female attraction. Here's the reality most men miss. Women are hardwired to respond to emotional intensity combined with independence. They notice when a man is calm, confident, and unshakable, but also when he can surprise them, challenge them, and make them feel alive. Obsession grows from curiosity, respect, and the subtle highs and lows that make experiences with you unforgettable. A man who understands this doesn't have to chase or over-explain. He becomes magnetic because he operates from value, not need. In this video, I'm breaking down 7 powerful psychological triggers that, when applied correctly, naturally make a woman obsessed. We'll cover everything from how to command attention without overdoing it, how to balance mystery and intimacy, and how to make your presence feel like an experience she can't get anywhere else. These are real, actionable principles that top-tier men understand, principles that create emotional pull and lasting fascination. Pay attention to this, because missing these insights will leave you in the friend zone, stuck in endless chasing or fading into background noise. Understanding and applying these principles lets you stand out, hold your value, and become the man a woman thinks about constantly, even when you're not around. If this video hits home, subscribe, comment your experiences, and share what patterns you've noticed in attraction. Engaging with these ideas isn't just learning, it's starting the process of becoming unforgettable. 1. Confidence that commands. The first and most powerful trigger of obsession is confidence that commands, not arrogance, not cockiness. Real confidence is calm, grounded, and noticeable in everything you do. Women are wired to notice men who hold their own energy, don't overreact, and make decisions with certainty. This type of confidence is magnetic. It draws attention, sparks curiosity, and makes a woman feel safe and intrigued at the same time. Most men confuse confidence with proving themselves. They think they need to impress, over-explain, or dominate conversations to get her attention. That's the opposite of magnetic energy. A man who is truly confident doesn't need validation. He doesn't chase it. He acts from self-assuredness, which women sense instinctively. That sense of self is a signal she can't ignore. Confidence is visible in behavior and body language. It's in the way you carry yourself. Straight posture, steady eye contact, relaxed movements, and controlled gestures. It's in how you speak. Deliberate, calm, and clear. Women pick up on these signals without realizing it. When you move through the world with certainty, it makes her attention naturally follow. Another key is decision-making. A man who can choose where to go, what to do, and how to act without hesitation shows competence and emotional stability. Women respond positively to men who are leaders in their own lives. It signals that being around you is predictable in its confidence, but exciting in its energy. Hesitation, indecision, or seeking permission erodes attraction and kills obsession before it starts. Confidence also means managing emotional highs and lows. Women are drawn to men who remain steady even when things get challenging. If you overreact to minor issues, seek constant reassurance, or let emotions control your behavior, it signals instability. But calm, measured energy communicates strength and security, 2 traits that naturally draw her attention and make her think about you more than anyone else. Part of commanding confidence is showing independence. A man who has his own goals, routines, and passions is irresistible. Women instinctively value a man who is busy living his life rather than waiting for her attention. This isn't about ignoring her. It's about demonstrating that your life has meaning beyond her. That combination of presence and independence is a core driver of obsession. Finally, confidence is not loud. It's felt. Women sense it in small, consistent actions. The way you listen without trying to fix everything, the way you speak without over-explaining, the way you hold yourself when she challenges you. That energy signals that you are secure in yourself, unshakable in your worth, and worth thinking about constantly. A man who masters this type of confidence becomes magnetic. He doesn't need to chase. Women are naturally drawn to him. His presence alone triggers attention, curiosity, and fascination, the first step in creating obsession. 2. Mystery and intrigue. The second key to making a woman obsessed is mystery and intrigue. Women are naturally drawn to what they can't fully understand. When you reveal everything about yourself too quickly, attraction plateaus. Obsession grows when curiosity is sparked and maintained. The more she wants to figure you out, the more she thinks about you, even when you're not around. Most men make the mistake of oversharing. They believe honesty and transparency will make a woman care more. In reality, sharing too soon removes tension, lowers curiosity, and diminishes desire. Mystery isn't about lying. It's about strategic self-restraint. You don't give every detail of your day, every thought, or every opinion immediately. You reveal parts of yourself gradually, leaving her wondering and wanting more. Mystery also comes from your actions, not just your words. How you move through your day, what you prioritize, and how you respond to situations all create intrigue. A man who has his own life, his own routines, passions, and social circle automatically becomes mysterious. Women notice when your life exists outside of her. They sense that you are independent, self-sufficient, and unpredictable in the best way. That unpredictability fuels curiosity. Subtle mystery is communicated through conversation style. Don't answer every question directly. Let her fill in some blanks. Use humor, teasing, and thought-provoking comments that challenge her assumptions about you. When she has to mentally engage with who you are, her attention is captured. Her mind starts to work on you even when you're not present, which is exactly how obsession begins. Intrigue also comes from controlled unavailability. Being too available can reduce her interest. A man who respects his own time and commitments creates a natural tension that draws her in. This doesn't mean ignoring her or playing games. It means showing that your presence is earned, not guaranteed. When she can't predict exactly when you'll reach out, she starts thinking about you more often. Another important element is confidence paired with subtle hints of depth. Show that you have experiences, thoughts, and ambitions beyond the obvious. Share stories that reveal glimpses of your life, but leave out full conclusions or punchlines. Let her imagination fill in the gaps. This approach encourages her to mentally revisit moments with you, generating internal emotional investment. Mystery and intrigue are also reinforced through consistency in your unpredictability. Be dependable in behavior, but not fully readable. Women feel drawn to men who maintain integrity and reliability while remaining enigmatic. That balance keeps them guessing, interested, and emotionally invested. Ultimately, mystery and intrigue create mental and emotional pull. When applied correctly, women start thinking about you constantly, wondering what you're doing and anticipating your next interaction. It isn't manipulation, it's psychology. Obsession grows naturally when curiosity, attention, and emotional engagement intersect. 3. Emotional intensity. The third key to making a woman obsessed is emotional intensity. Women respond to men who can create experiences and interactions that are emotionally charged, memorable, and slightly unpredictable. Emotional intensity is what separates a man she can forget from a man she can't stop thinking about. It's not about drama or overreaction. It's about being present, expressive, and creating moments that leave a lasting impression. Most men underestimate this. They believe attraction is built solely on logic, consistency, or physical presence. While those factors matter, emotional intensity is the hidden driver of obsession. When a man engages a woman on an emotional level, through excitement, humor, deep conversation, or playful tension, he leaves a psychological imprint. Women remember how he made them feel long after the encounter is over. One way to create emotional intensity is through dynamic interactions. Don't make every conversation predictable or casual. Use stories, challenges, and playful teasing to keep her mentally engaged. Surprise her occasionally with energy, humor, or insight. These small emotional spikes trigger dopamine in her brain, which fosters fascination and desire. When she starts associating you with heightened emotional experiences, she begins thinking about you more often. Another element is vulnerability in the right moments. While mystery and confidence are crucial, occasional glimpses into your values, experiences, or ambitions create a sense of depth. Women are drawn to men who can balance strength with emotional authenticity. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's a controlled expression that intensifies the connection. Physical presence also amplifies emotional intensity. Gestures, tone, and body language communicate energy that words alone cannot. Leaning in during conversation, maintaining deliberate eye contact, and expressing subtle excitement all reinforce emotional engagement. Even small, intentional touches, like a light hand on the shoulder or a playful nudge, can heighten intensity when combined with strong energy and confidence. Emotional intensity is amplified through contrast. Alternate between high energy interactions and calm, grounded presence. Don't be available constantly. When a woman experiences periods of connection followed by brief absence or calm, she naturally ruminates on the interactions and develops attachment. This pattern keeps her attention and fosters obsession without manipulation. Men often fear emotional intensity, thinking it will make them appear needy or unstable. The opposite is true. Controlled emotional intensity signals presence, investment. 4. Challenge and value. The fourth key to making a woman obsessed is challenge and value. Women are naturally drawn to men who hold high standards, offer unique value, and don't surrender their identity to please them. Obsession doesn't come from being a doormat or saying yes to everything. It comes from creating a dynamic where she feels drawn to earn your attention and respect. Most men think giving constant validation will make a woman more interested. The truth is the opposite. When a man consistently demonstrates self-respect, purpose, and standards, he becomes rare and intriguing. Women notice when a man doesn't tolerate disrespect, avoids over-accommodation, and prioritizes his goals and identity. That balance between availability and independence is magnetic. Challenge isn't about games or cruelty, it's about subtle resistance. A man who doesn't immediately agree with every opinion, who has his own perspective, or who maintains boundaries creates intrigue. Women are naturally wired to pursue what is slightly unattainable or emotionally stimulating. Challenge stimulates engagement, makes her work for your attention in a healthy way, and triggers mental and emotional investment. Value comes from demonstrating unique qualities and contributions. This can be through ambition, intelligence, humor, skill, or the ability to create experiences she can't get elsewhere. A man who offers value becomes memorable, not because of material things, but because of the energy, competence, and presence he brings into her life. This combination of challenge and value is a core driver of obsession. Another aspect is maintaining independence. Men who are overly available or sacrifice their priorities to match a woman's demands reduce attraction. Obsession grows when she feels that your time, attention, and energy are earned. Independence communicates that your life is meaningful and full, and she becomes naturally drawn to be a part of it rather than dominate it. Challenge also creates emotional tension. Small disagreements, playful teasing, or standing firm on decisions generates contrast. Women are drawn to men who are strong, consistent, and slightly unpredictable in their approach, as long as it's grounded in respect and authenticity. This tension stimulates curiosity and fascination. Men often worry that challenge will push a woman away. The opposite is true when combined with value. Challenge without value creates frustration. Value without challenge creates complacency. Obsession requires the perfect balance, demonstrating your worth while not making yourself fully obtainable or predictable. Lastly, consistently exhibiting challenge and value encourages a woman to invest mentally and emotionally. She begins to think about how she can connect with you, what she admires about you, and how to maintain your attention. This is the essence of obsession. She is drawn into your energy, your standards, and the unique life you lead. When applied correctly, challenge and value don't just attract interest. They create a dynamic where she thinks about you constantly, seeks your presence, and values the time she gets with you. This principle, combined with confidence, mystery, and emotional intensity, is a cornerstone of making a woman obsessed. 5. Playful teasing and flirtation. The fifth key to making a woman obsessed is playful teasing and flirtation. Women respond to men who can create fun, tension, and emotional highs in interactions. Teasing isn't about being mean or sarcastic. It's about sparking curiosity, engagement, and emotional connection. When done correctly, it leaves a woman thinking about you long after the conversation ends. Most men misunderstand teasing. They either overdo it, become aggressive, or turn it into ridicule, which destroys attraction. The key is subtlety and timing. Teasing should feel light, clever, and confident, like a mental game she enjoys, not a trap she needs to escape. A well-timed joke or playful challenge keeps her on her toes and engages her mind. Flirtation works alongside teasing. Flirtation communicates interest and energy without needing to verbalize it explicitly. Small gestures, a glance, a smile, playful touch, or slightly suggestive comment signal attraction while maintaining intrigue. Women are drawn to men who balance attention with subtle restraint. Overly direct behavior early on can overwhelm or saturate interest, but teasing and flirtation maintain emotional pull. Playful teasing also creates emotional contrast. Contrast is one of the most powerful psychological triggers for obsession. When you alternate between being warm, funny, and challenging, she experiences small emotional highs that make interactions memorable. These moments create a mental loop where she recalls your energy repeatedly, increasing attachment and intrigue. Another important element is confidence in delivery. Teasing or flirtation only works if it is backed by confidence. If you hesitate, over-explain, or appear insecure, the effect is lost. Confidence communicates security, status, and self-assurance, all traits that amplify attraction and obsession. Teasing can also be personalized. Reference shared experiences, inside jokes, or playful observations about her habits or personality. This creates a bond that feels unique and exclusive, deepening her emotional engagement. She starts thinking about your interactions and wondering what you'll say or do next. Flirtation should be consistent but not predictable. Small, subtle cues, like light touch, playful comments, or teasing banter, keep her engaged without overexposure. The unpredictability triggers dopamine in her brain, which strengthens emotional attachment and fascination. Men often make the mistake of focusing only on verbal charm. True flirtation integrates body language, timing, tone, and energy. Lean in slightly, maintain deliberate eye contact, use subtle touches, and mirror her energy. These small actions amplify teasing and create emotional resonance. Ultimately, playful teasing and flirtation work because they make interactions enjoyable, memorable, and mentally engaging. A woman starts to associate you with fun, excitement, and intrigue, which creates repeated mental loops and obsession. When combined with confidence, mystery, challenge, and emotional intensity, this principle makes her think about you constantly, even when you're not around. 6. Absence and tension. The sixth key to making a woman obsessed is absence and tension. Ironically, being too available kills desire, while strategic absence creates emotional pull. Women are drawn to men who have their own lives, priorities, and boundaries. When she doesn't have constant access to your attention, her mind begins to focus on you, wonder about you, and anticipate your next interaction. Most men make the mistake of thinking constant presence builds obsession. They text too much, overinvest in time, or immediately agree to every request. The result? She becomes accustomed to your attention, takes it for granted, and loses the mental energy to think about you. Absence, when applied correctly, creates psychological tension. She begins to value your presence more and reflect on what makes you unique. Absence isn't about ignoring her or playing games. It's about prioritizing your life while maintaining meaningful engagement. When you are busy pursuing your goals, hobbies, and friendships, you become less predictable. This unpredictability sparks curiosity. Women naturally gravitate toward men who have purpose and direction. They want a place in your life, not control over it. Tension works hand in hand with absence. By not always being immediately available or predictable, you create a subtle emotional pull. A woman starts thinking about the last time she saw you, replaying moments in her head, and anticipating the next interaction. This mental engagement strengthens fascination and emotional investment, which is a key component of obsession. The effect of absence is amplified when combined with quality over quantity interactions. When you do engage, make it memorable. Show energy, attentiveness, and presence. Each interaction becomes an experience she wants to relive mentally. This contrast between absence and high-quality presence triggers dopamine responses in her brain, reinforcing attraction. Absence also communicates self-respect and independence. A man who doesn't bend over backward for validation signals that he values himself and his time. Women instinctively notice this. They respond positively to men who prioritize their own lives without being distant or cold. The balance is subtle but powerful. Enough absence to create pull, enough presence to maintain connection. Another element is controlled mystery during absence. Don't over-explain why you're busy or justify time spent apart. The less predictable you are while maintaining consistency in value and energy, the more she will mentally engage with you. Obsession grows when she fills in the gaps herself, imagining scenarios and recalling interactions repeatedly. Men often fear absence because they think it reduces attention. The opposite is true. Absence, when applied strategically and paired with tension and quality presence, magnifies desire, intrigue, and emotional dependence in a healthy, natural way. Women begin to seek your attention, reflect on your interactions, and anticipate moments with you, which is the foundation of obsession. Mastering absence and tension is about balance, consistency, and creating mental loops. It ensures she doesn't just like you. She thinks about you constantly, desires your presence, and values your attention more than anyone else's. 7. Consistent high value. The seventh and final key to making a woman obsessed is consistent high value. This is the culmination of all the previous principles. Confidence, mystery, emotional intensity, challenge, playful teasing, and absence all create attraction, but value sustains it. A woman becomes obsessed with a man who consistently demonstrates that he is rare, desirable, and worth her time. Most men misunderstand value. They think it's money, status, or looks. While external traits can attract initial attention, true value is behavioral, emotional, and psychological. It's the way you carry yourself, the quality of your interactions, and the way you make her feel about herself when she's with you. High-value men are reliable, ambitious, and competent, yet they never compromise their standards to please a woman. That combination creates deep respect and fascination. Value is visible in how you prioritize your life. A high-value man has his own goals, passions, and social circle. He doesn't cancel plans for every text or message. This independence signals self-respect and purpose, two traits women find inherently magnetic. She observes how you manage your life, and the more she sees you thriving on your terms, the more she is drawn to be a part of it. Another key aspect is emotional consistency. High-value men remain calm, grounded, and composed regardless of external circumstances. Women notice stability and reliability because they provide psychological safety, which intensifies attachment. Emotional consistency makes her feel that being around you is not only exciting but also secure, a combination that fosters obsession. High value also comes from how you interact with others. Respectful treatment of friends, family, and strangers signals character, intelligence, and integrity. Women instinctively notice these interactions and mentally catalog them as proof of your worth. A man who demonstrates consistent value in all areas of life becomes someone she admires, respects, and can't stop thinking about. Additionally, high value is communicated through your energy, confidence, and presence. When you enter a room, your energy should be noticeable, but not overwhelming. You draw attention naturally through authenticity, competence, and a calm sense of self. Women feel this energy instinctively, and it creates a mental imprint that keeps you at the forefront of their thoughts. Consistency is critical. Obsession grows over time through repeated exposure to your high value. Small, meaningful actions, reliable behavior, thoughtful conversation, emotional intelligence, and controlled attention combine to reinforce her mental and emotional investment. A woman begins to anticipate your presence, reflect on your interactions, and feel a sense of loss when you're absent. Finally, high value isn't static. It's reinforced continually. A man who maintains standards, grows in life, and applies the principles of attraction consistently becomes unforgettable. Women don't just like him. They think about him, desire him, and feel drawn to him on multiple levels: mental, emotional, and sometimes even physical. Mastering consistent high value ensures that attraction evolves into fascination. When applied alongside confidence, mystery, emotional intensity, playful teasing, challenge, and strategic absence, it creates a woman who can't stop thinking about you, curious, emotionally invested, and genuinely obsessed. Making a woman obsessed isn't about tricks, manipulation, or being perfect. It's about mastering your energy, presence, and behavior. Confidence, mystery, emotional intensity, challenge, playful teasing, strategic absence, and consistent high-value work together to create mental and emotional pull. When applied correctly, a woman begins thinking about you constantly, anticipating your presence, and valuing the time she spends with you. Obsession grows naturally from respect, curiosity, and emotional engagement. Focus on your life, maintain your standards, and create memorable experiences, and you'll become the man she can't stop thinking about. Magnetic, unforgettable, and deeply desirable.